Alrighty, guys, we're back for Big Red, and this is a Final Fantasy Standard brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked. Here on the top end, we got a couple Clive, Ifrit's Dominant. 6 mana, 5/5 legendary creature. When Clive enters, you may discard your hand, then draw cards equal to your devotion to red. Okay, that could be a chunk of cards, huh? Now, bottom ability for 4 and double red, you can tap it, exile it, return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control, activate only as a sorcery. That flips into Ifrit, Warden of Inferno, a 9/9 legendary enchantment creature saga demon. Okay, for the first chapter of this saga, Ifrit fights up to one other target creature. For the next 2 chapters, you add 4 red mana. And if Ifrit has 3 or more lore counters on it, exile it, then return it to the battlefield front face up so it comes back as Clive and you get that ETB again since it exiled. It's really neat, man. A really neat top end here. And we're going to be pairing it with other neat top ends like Chandra Hope's Beacon. Not going to take the time to go over that right now. We have all 4 Overlord of the Boilerbilges. Also not going to take the time to go over it, but I will say it's going to be a 4-drop very, very often with that impending cost, so worthwhile doing some rearranging, I would say. We also have a 1 of Etali doing the thing on the top end. We even have a Dragonhawk, Fate's Tempest. Okay, so why the extra creatures? Well, one of our main board wipes is actually Nibelheim Aflame. It says 4 mana, sorcery speed. It has flashback as well for 5 and double red. So choose target creature you control. It deals damage equal to its power to each other creature. If this spell was cast from a graveyard, discard your hand and draw 4 cards. That's really neat, man, and I don't think it's going to be unheard of at all to actually cast this from your graveyard too, especially after you get to that late game and you actually have some established powerful creatures. Yeah, we'll see if this does the thing. Another thing that Nibelheim actually needs is early creatures too, so you can still maybe do 3 damage to all of your opponent's things. So we actually have Screaming Nemesis packed in here as a 4 of, yeah, we're not aggro, but Screaming Nemesis still knows how to block, right? And it still knows how to get a chunk of damage through. Oh, guys, another new one here too. Kind of important. The Fire Crystal is a 4 mana legendary artifact. Red spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Okay, that's cool, man. Now, creatures you control have haste. Nice, that's a red thing. And then also, for 4 and double red, you can tap this, create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. So it's nice that it doesn't say non-legendary creature, right? So you can still copy a legendary creature, just keep the other one around and still get an ETB, which is why we have ETB legendaries in here like Dragonhawk, Etali. Clive has that ETB too. But then it's not going to be unheard of at all to copy an Overlord of the Boilerbilges and be pretty happy that you're getting that ETB, especially the fact that that this also gives haste to your top end Overlords too. Really neat, man, but I don't know if we want more than 2, especially since it's legendary. Anyways, what else do we got in here, guys? There's a lot to go over. I'm opting for Sunset Strikemaster as our early game ramp, and that's a little bit sketchy because there's a lot of removal floating about, so it might be better just to go treasure, but I wanted more creatures as well, especially since we need a creature on the board to target with the Nibelheim. Outside of that, if you just go treasure, you can just use it once. If Sunset Strikemaster by some miracle survives, you might be able to use it 2 or 3 times. Maybe the opponent never targets it because they're busy targeting the Screaming Nemesis and whatnot. So yeah, Strikemaster. We'll see if it does the thing today. We do have Irencrag. That's a little harder for the opponents to pick up, right? We do have more ways to generate creatures with Choco-Comet. X in double red sorcery. Deals X damage to any target. And you also get to create a 2/2 green bird creature token with whenever a land you control enters. This token gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Nice. And another new one, guys. Wow. Fire magic. 1 red mana instant speed. It has tiered, so you get to choose 1 mode and pay its additional cost. So you can choose Fire for the additional cost of 0, deals 1 damage to each creature. Fyra for the additional cost of 2, deals 2 damage to each creature. And Fyraga for the additional cost of 5. Okay, why'd they make it so expensive, dude? It does 3 damage to each creature. Yeah, I actually really like this. I like that we have the different modes. I actually think just fire in general will actually come in handy quite often. And I love that it's instant speed as well. Okay, we also have a Seize the Spoils in here. We'll see if that does the thing. 26 total mana, guys. That's a chunk. of mana. And we have Lindblum, Industrial Regency, Adventurers Inn as a 2-of, and Fountainport as a 2-of. Over here in the honorable mentions, I thought about Burst Lightning. I thought about Buried Treasure. Summon GF Cerberus is a cool new one that I want to try out soon. And I also considered Witchstalker Frenzy for this build too. Okay, guys, I do my dandiest to save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video, so look forward to that. In the meantime, let's go ahead and take this into some ranked, see how we do. Right into that first game. What am I expecting from the build? Okay, if we can see mana, I'm expecting a lot. But all of my test games with this build, I was just not seeing enough mana. But that's because I only had 25. Now we have 26. We're good to go, right? Opponent goes first. We have some early removal, potentially early board wipe too. No early ramp, no early creatures. I'm going to keep it. Let's give it a shot. With the opponent going first, just having the extra removal should be pretty good. All right, Fire Magic open. Oh, that's worthwhile popping with our Lightning Strike. But also probably a Synthesizer build then, right? Probably. I'm also okay if they counterspell the Lightning Strike, but I doubt it's going to be a counterspell if it is a Synthesizer build. So I am gonna wait till their turn to do this. Looks like they're gonna start with a swing, and I will just try to take it out here then. Nice. Nice. Now let's see what they actually play here for the turn. Case of the Filched Falcon. Oh, maybe it's not Synthesizer. Okay, this could be fun. We still have Fire Magic open, but now it's open for Fyra, which is pretty neat. Seeing more mana off the top was excellent there, especially with Overlord of the Boilerbilges. So this time we're going to let the Nesting Bot go through, even though I don't like them increasing their speed. The fact that we can potentially 2-for-1 with the Fire Magic on this turn is more important than their 2 speed. Now, are they going to be tapped out, or are they going to play an open blue source? Oh, crap, they solved that too. That's not great news, is it? They have to pay 3 for the solved anyways. Well, anyways, on the stack here, we'll go ahead and activate this. Now, we don't have to pay all 3, but I'm also not going to use my Lightning Strike right now, so I might as well tap out. A Nesting Bot does give them a 1/1, so I guess technically it's not a full 2-for-1. Excuse me, guys. I'm losing my voice, apparently. So Screaming Nemesis would have been good last turn. I think I would have played that over the Fire Magic. Overlord, very tempting to just get this down and smack the opponent's face, but we might want to clean up their artifact too. If they find their third, they're probably going to power up the clue. Maybe I'll just keep the Lightning Strike and the Fire Magic open again. Or Nemesis. Yeah, we're going to keep the Overlord in hand for their 4/4 that they power up. We're going to be very patient with this Nemesis, guys. We're going to be very patient. Nesting Bot, nice. Yeah, the Nesting Bot's kind of getting around the Fire Magic a little bit. Duskrow's Reliquary, nice. Okay, so that's a great way to pick up the Screaming Nemesis. And they don't have their third yet for the solved case. So before they take that, we want to go ahead and activate Fire Magic, so that way we can do that 1 damage to their face. Life gain is out of the equation for the opponent. And, oh, second Overlord, we don't have to save the first one now. Plus, they're missing their 3rd mana, so... Diversion unit. Yeah, they're missing their 3rd mana, unfortunately, guys. All right. Dragonhawk, come on down, buddy. Doesn't have haste, but Sunset Impending goes down. Extra 2 to their face. Nice. Cool stuff. Now we're in the mid-game, and with the opponent missing mana, we're in a good position here. Oh, another Dusk Rose Reliquary. That's really good, man. That's really good. Mana off the top would be decent. Actually getting Overlord as a creature would be great. Oh yeah, this is still anyone's game for real, guys. For real. Screaming Nemesis is good. They can get Warden in the sky soon enough. We might just want to pop Warden. I think they'd gladly... Yeah, we don't have the 3 to pay for the diversion unit. I think we're actually going to pop Warden before they untap, guys. Because I think they'd gladly sacrifice diversion unit to save the Warden. Alright, one more turn of impending on the Overlord. Yeah, pretty much any draw off the top would be great, except for more 6 drops. Guys, they find a Glass Casket and they hit their 3rd mana. It's going to be a Memory Guardian for 1 mana, guys. We're in danger. We are in danger. Woo, Nibelheim Aflame. Holy cow. That's going to be really good, man. Oh, I guess we can also just pop Memory Guardian with the other Overlord. My brain was thinking like, I really want this as a 6-drop, but no, we should definitely play it as safe as possible. Boy, it's really tempting actually just to hit the opponent's face here, but no, we should play it as safe as possible, period. The first Overlord powers up, and now we have Nibelheim Aflame with that Overlord. They find the 4th mana. Looks like they are going to power up with the case. GG opponent. Yeah, since it's only going to be a 4/4, we're going to be able to swing with Overlord next turn and take out that 4/4. A few other things too. It does have flying, so they were going to swing in for 6, which isn't terrible at all. Huh. Yeah, honestly, I was getting a little lost in the board state for no reason in particular. I don't think this is a particularly hard deck list to play with. So I don't know what that was about. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's a little bit more tricky. There is like a weird thing where a lot of the cards in here can be pretty aggressive, right? Like how often do we actually want to hit the opponent's face with the Overlord rather than just pick up a chunky creature? I think usually we want to pick up the creatures until we're ready, until we're established. All right, 26 mana in here, guys. We're going to find that 3rd one. We're going to find that 3rd one. We go first. We're going to keep this because since we're going first, I'm hoping we're not up against aggro. Just in case we don't see an untapped source next turn, we're going to get the Lindblum down. Also, the untapped source could be colorless in this deck list. Yeah, like Fountainport. Yeah. So we still want an X0 Choco-Comet potentially here, which I would say is actually worthwhile, right? We do have an X1 pop the Llanowar Elf next turn. That might be a little better, but I do like the Seize the Spoils. They're still going to get their ramp off the Llanowar Elf. Yeah, they're going to ramp off of it either way. Let's go X0 with the Comet and get a 2/2. Yeah, even when X is 0, you still have to choose a target. So we just chose Llanowar Elves there. Oh, nice. Nice. That's cool. So we wouldn't have had X is 1 for the Llanowar Elves. And they play a second one too. Wow. Screaming Nemesis is pretty good. Maybe we go for the swing. See, this is one of those weird things. We're a mid-range deck list, but pretty good. Pretty good aggressive swing. I bet they let us get 6 through. Okay, yeah, we'll try it. We'll give it a shot. So they have 4 mana here, guys. Gonna be another ride and then probably land. And they could go right into a 3-drop too. Yeah, if they got a landfall build, I would be shocked if they missed the 3rd, you know? And a boost. So escape tunnel. Nice. Hey, escape tunnel's one I've been overlooking for landfall. Good addition, opponent. Yeah, they can use the top ability to grab a basic or the bottom ability, which I guess So target creature with power 2 or less can't be blocked this turn. So I guess that can help you cheese a small thing through. Either way, we're kind of in danger. Oh! They pass back. They don't know what we're playing, I guess, technically. Yeah, they don't know if we have, like, incredible, hyper-aggressive explosions. So we do miss the 4th mana here, guys, but we should easily be able to draw it on the Seize the Spoils, and we can easily get rid of one of the Chandra. Chandra is amazing, but we only need one. All right, there's the land, and Lightning Strike's pretty good. So I think we can successfully Fool Swing because they don't know what's in hand here. Excuse me, guys. I apologize for clearing my throat so much in this video. Yeah, I'm going for it, dude. It's like, I'm pretty sure we're supposed to be the ones on defense, but they are going to tap for mana. That's a little concerning, right? Then what? Are they going to... Okay, they tapped for mana for fun. Wait a minute. I'm not sure what that was. They do decide to block the Nemesis. Do we just accept that? Let the, yeah. Yeah, we accept that for sure. Take life gain out of the equation. Oh, if it's like a Snakeskin Veil, then we definitely pop it with Lightning Strike on the stack. And we don't mind getting rid of the treasure to do that by any means. Well, no, they're just gonna... It's happening. It's happening, guys. They go down to 8. I'm gonna be very tempted to Lightning Strike their face at the end of the turn, but if we top deck a mana, then we'd rather play our 6 mana Chandra. Also, Fire Crystal just chilling. Yeah, the double ride the shoe puff over here is pretty scary, guys. Oh, Archer's Charm. Hey, that's a cool addition for landfall, too. I really like the deck list opponent. Yeah, if it's a land, they put it right onto the battlefield. It's going to be tapped, but still. Oh, they actually grab Saz's Chocobo. Nice. They can play it before playing a land out of their hand. Okay, I'm going to save the treasure just in case we do find land off the top, guys. Aw, GG opponent. I really wanted to play that out, guys. Cool. Yeah. It kind of feels weird right now, right? Because usually a deck is one or the other. And sometimes we play aggro that tries to bridge the gap into the mid game, right? Maybe more sustainability or something. This one's like doing the opposite thing. We're playing mid-range, but also it kind of knows how to do the aggressive thing. So it feels funny. Yeah, I'm getting like a little lost in some of the games. I gotta be 100%. It didn't necessarily feel that confusing in the test matches, but I also drew very differently. As a matter of fact, I barely got to play the deck list in the test games because I just wasn't finding mana. So it's nice having 26 mana in here. Opponent goes first. Wow. Am I crazy, or is this like actually a good hand? Like this is solid. I like this. Yeah, we probably start with Irencrag because it doesn't get popped as easy. Ooh, it's not good news that the opponent went first here. Guys, with 3 mana... Yeah, with 3 mana, I'm going to save the Industrial Regency as the actual adventure side for this game. If we didn't see a mountain off the top, I would have started with the Industrial Regency tapped, so it didn't hold us up by the time we had to actually play the Nibelheim Aflame. Oh yeah, dude, we're in danger. We gotta go, go, go. We have none of our early removal. More mana, kind of not terrible, I guess, but also I'm scared, bro. So if we go Irencrag, it's less likely for mono red to pop it, but we don't need to ramp into 4 right now because we need a creature on the board first. So we'd rather ramp into 4 with a creature on the board. So we want the Strikemaster down, and then hopefully it doesn't get popped by a Burst Lightning. And if it doesn't, we'll have a pretty good board wipe here. And hopefully a great showcase as to why I chose Strikemaster over just like something that generates treasure. They missed the mana. They swing. Double Strike Challenger. Those are good swings, opponent. Yeah, they say to themselves that we might actually accept the trade into Manifold Mouse. If we didn't have Nibelheim Aflame, I would agree with them. More mana off the top, guys. Okay. Actually, I still don't mind seeing it. I still don't mind. Nibelheim Aflame. Let's go, dude. A 3-for-1. Right on time. Let's see what we can pull off. Yeah, we really just need to consider Lindblum that utility piece right now. More mana. I think we've only drawn mana since the opener, guys. Holy cow. I mean, we'll have 7 for the flashback when it comes time, I guess. See, like, do they accept that trade into Strikemaster? Probably not. Like, now we do have this weird option. Let's get Irencrag down for ramp. Yeah, we have this option of starting to swing, and I don't know if that's the best idea. Yeah, what the heck, man. If they trade into Strikemaster, it's a really good trade for us. If they take 6, that's not bad for us either, I guess, right? 1, 2, we have, yeah, next turn, Nibelheim Aflame from the grave. Double Strike to Challenger. They're missing their 3rd, which is such good news for us because they could really start to pack a punch with all the extra Double Strike damage. Overlord. Wow. Okay. 6 on the board. Swing with, or 4 from the Overlord. It needs to be the Nibelheim back from the grave, though, doesn't it? It does. We're gonna... We want to keep Nemesis on the board. Or do we want to target Strikemaster and hit the Nemesis for an extra 3? We probably want to keep Nemesis on the board. Either way, guys, we swing with Nemesis first. You can't swing with the Strikemaster. I could keep it as a blocker. We're fine. They only got 2 mana right now. Maybe I will keep the Strikemaster. It's a really hard decision, dude. For real. I'm going to keep the Strikemaster. We're going to do an extra 3 with the Nemesis. I hope that's okay. 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 Oh, it forces us to discard our hand. We lose the Overlord of the Boilerbilges, guys. Oh, I don't like that very much. And we saw a bunch of mana off the top, but Clive is pretty good, but we don't have a lot of devotion. 3rd Manifold Mouse, they do find their 3rd mana too, which is pretty essential for them at this point in the match. It is 8-8 very different versions of Mono Red. Oh, nice. Adventurers in. That's good news. Okay. So we'll draw 3 on Clive. I really don't like that we're getting rid of all the Industrial Regency too, but there's no way that we don't gain life and play Clive for the turn, right? There's just no way. Yeah, we gotta do that. We're gonna keep... This is happening before the swing too. Yeah, we discard 3, draw 3. Irencrag? You know what? Yeah, you can totally become the equipment now. That's totally fine. See, Clive gives us the option, which we definitely want to do here, because it's just a bunch of mana. Hey, Lightning Strike. Okay. I'll do that before they untap here. Because they could potentially save the Manifold Mouse. They're going to try, but Monstrous Rage does not save the Manifold Mouse. Yeah, GG opponent. Wow, guys. We're totally doing the big red thing. Holy cow. I mean, number one, it definitely felt like 26 mana that game, huh? How much did we see? We had 7 on the board. No, I'm sorry. 6 on the board. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 in the top 20? Is that normal? That seems like a lot, but it also wasn't bad because we, at the very least, we were able to play everything we needed, and anything we would have top decked, we were able to play too. The Strikemaster was incredible there, but how often is that going to happen, guys? Like, how often is Strikemaster going to stick around for that long and not get popped by a Burst Lightning? Or when you're up against demons, you're going to see Cut Down. And it doesn't have to be demons. I'm just saying, like, you know, Cut Down's floating around everywhere. And if it's not early removal like that, like, Get Lost is still everywhere, you know? So there's just spot removal all the time, everywhere, is what I'm getting at. So how often is Strikemaster going to outperform like that? Because that was incredible, what the Strikemaster was able to do. Okay. I'm trying to find something wrong with it. I think right here, this line of text is what's wrong with this. No, we're going to keep this for sure. Ooh, Restless Cottage. All right, I'm going to go mountain and then mountain to keep the option open for Choco-Comet. Oh, Deep Cavern Bat. All right. They might take Irencrag here. Based on this hand, us ramping into 4 with Overlord is crazy business. So at that point, though, Choco-Comet for X is 1. Wow, Fire Magic's really good, too. Either way, they take away our turn 2 ramp, so... All right. Get the mountain down. Yeah, Fire Magic was excellent business. I'm just going to keep that open. If they play another Deep Cavern Bat, then Fire Magic's the one they take for real. The question is then, do we want to waste a Lightning Strike on the Deep Cavern Bat with the Fire Magic? Probably not. Alright, it's okay for them to go up to 21, go down to 19, because there's a chance that the Fire Magic could actually pick up another creature that they play. Mosswood Dread Knight. Oh, they just go for the draw anyways. Do I need the Irencrag back in hand? No, we'll wait for the Choco-Comet. I'm going to save the Fire Magic. Alright, now we go up to 21. X is 1 on Choco-Comet. It is a sorcery speed, so... Yeah, Deep Cavern Bat is a pretty good target. Yeah, them playing the Bat, taking the Irencrag was a great tempo play for them. Because it slowed down the... If we had turn 3 Overlord, then it gets to the... it gets the impending counters down way sooner. A turn sooner, which is way sooner for Overlords, trust me. Alright, they don't know we have Fire Magic in hand, so we do have the Fyra. It does clean up their board. So... Cleans up our board too, though. When this creature dies, you may cast it from your graveyard as an adventure until the end of your next turn. I'd rather do the Fire Magic at the end of their turn. They don't know what's in hand. I think they trade with Mosswood Dread Knight pretty much no matter what here. But do they trade with this if we go Overlord and pop the Dread Knight? They'll get some extra card draw. They also have this Dread Knight here too. I apologize, opponent. I'm thinking, buddy, this is a lot of options. That trade into Dread Knight might be a little better. Let's start with the swing. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they trade with Dread Knight. Get some card advantage that way. Okay. And then I think I will take out the Caustic Bronco, but just with the Overlord instead of anything fancy. Is that okay, guys? It's probably fine, because I want to get the impending counting down, because this is going to be a mid-range battle, right? I'm pretty sure we're up against Golgari just value. Golgari good stuff. I think some people call it the Rock, right? So we'll see, we'll see. So they do start with the draw on the Dread Knight. Yeah, Fire Magic should be good, but then they just continuously draw off the Dread Knight, so... Oh, Duress is bad news, man. They take the fire magic, I can only imagine. Oh, Irencrag. Okay. Okay, that's not terrible, I guess. Another Lightning Strike is actually pretty bad, but we can keep it open for their turn, I guess. And keep open the fire magic, too. It's going to be tempting to just Lightning Strike their face. Yeah, I don't like that draw. That was a pretty bad one, I would say. But we do have double Lightning Strike open for the turn, I suppose. Looks like they're going to start with the swing. Yeah, there's a huge problem with taking out the Dread Knight. If we pop it, they draw. It's just way too much value. So we're going to go down to 18. They probably play the other Dread Knight. They didn't power up Cottage for the turn, which they could have done. Mana off the top would be pretty good. I hope we get to see Fire Crystal today. They do play the other Dread Knight. So guys, so do we Fire Magic at the end of their turn? I don't know. I don't know. It's like, it's so much card advantage for them. It's probably fine, because if we don't, they'll be swinging for 6 next turn. They have Fountainport open here. Dude, Dread Knight is a problem versus this deck. For sure, man. For sure. Now, these are Sorcery Speed Adventures, so... all right, hey. More Overlords. Yeah. Yeah, we do it. For sure. Another problem with Golgari versus this build is they do know how to clean up enchantments pretty efficiently. Not only enchantments, once these Overlords are actually done impending, like, we are still going to have a problem with just spot removal in general. Okay, they go Fishy, they go down to 14 here. Dread Knight draw, down to 13. They got 4, 5 open. Table Passage thins the deck list. Oh yeah, man. Oh, we're definitely in danger, but I don't know. I don't know if it's significantly leaning towards them, but it probably is leaning. But also, do you guys agree? If we would have just kept the Dread Knights around, we'd be at like 2 right now. We'd be getting obliterated. All right, we're going to keep double Lightning Strike open for their turn. They should probably start powering up Restless Cottage to start getting through, and they will have enough to power up Cottage and still have open a 2-mana kill spell for the Overlord that powers up. So they are probably going to get that damage through. I'm going to be very tempted just to go double Lightning Strike to their face, see what we can pull off here. Yeah, we need more mana off the top for sure. Now, they also know we have double Lightning Strike. They don't know we have the third one. If we can find a way just to push the damage before the opponent pushes the damage, then that could be pretty good. I know one thing we can count on. I don't think this Overlord is going to be a blocker for the turn. Not versus Golgari, right? And powering up Cottage, if it can get them there a turn sooner, then that would be pretty important. It's going to be Feed the Cycle. Oh, there's one we don't see very often, guys. Nice. It's actually a pretty good removal spell in the right build, because you could forage or pay 1 black mana, and forage you can exile 3 cards from your grave or sacrifice a food. So that's decent. Now see, they don't power up Cottage. That means we might have an extra turn to try to find the extra burn. Also, without the Cottage food, they don't have life gain. So I'm going to Lightning Strike their face, guys. We'll see what they play here. It's going to be Dread Knight, okay. So they don't have lethal next turn with the Cottage unless they play another creature. They still got 4 cards in hand. All right, to the face. To the face. And 4th Lightning Strike off the top. Off the top. No, it's Fire Crystal, which is so good, dude. Oh my goodness. Oh crap. Oh crap. Okay, so they have a swing for 11. Fountainport draw. They might just swing for 10. We don't know what's left in their build, guys. Shieldred's definitely packed in there somewhere, right? If they do swing for 11, play Shieldred, we're just dead. Unless we Lightning Strike, take out a Dread Knight, then they draw. Gets them closer to the Shieldred, which gives them life gain. Yeah, I think we're stuck between a rock and a hard place, so I'm just going to go Fire Crystal. I know one thing, we desperately wanted more mana a lot of this game. 26 mana for a very good reason, huh? If the Overlord was one closer, I don't think it would have mattered. I do think they would have just had spot removal again for the creature, and they still would have been able to swing with Restless Cottage. Oh, I hope that it's okay. Crap, it could be another Innkeeper's Talent, and then power up the Restless Cottage, because they still have 2 more mana, then 4 for the cottage, right? If I'm counting correctly. Gix's Command. Holy cow, guys. They're going to gain a ton of life here. Oh, bad news. That's really bad news. Oh, bro, Deep Cavern Bat takes the Dragonhawk out of the equation. Now the only thing we can do is see mana off the top to give haste to Clive, but that's just not going to do it, dude. Oh, they take the Clive. Oh, wait. They do have a chump block for the Dragonhawk. Ow, my face. They go back up to 12. We do find mana. So unfortunately, the chump with the Dragonhawk, or yeah, the chump block with the Deep Cavern Bat, the Deep Cavern Bat had to have been the best play possible for the opponent, right? I mean, there's probably some better stuff, but that was really good. I'm really surprised they didn't take the Dragonhawk, but yeah, let's do this. Let's do this, man. We do find mana for the Lightning Strike, which is decent. Oh, I guess we could use Lightning Strike now before the swing, get the 5 through. And then when we swing, we exile another one. But all that excess life gain. Oh man, that was so good. That was such a good turn, opponent. Wow, did you guys see that? Nibelheim Aflame. Oh, that would have been so good this game too, but then Dread Knights would have just cycled through again. I mean, wow, that was good. It was a really good game. Right down to 5 here for the opponent. Gix's Command. I was saying like, oh, Deep Cavern Bat was the play, but it was the Gix's Command that was actually the true MVP here because of the lifelink, because they gained 6 with the Dread Knight. We're definitely going to let the opponent play this on through. We'll drop them. Actually, let's drop them the Fancy Pants GG, huh? Yeah, and we'll block the Restless Cottage, or I guess it doesn't really matter. We'll block the biggest thing, trade into the Dread Knight here. Wait a minute. That's the true block. What am I saying? The fishy. The fishy's the true block, guys. Oh, man. That's good. Actually, you know, I actually like that they took the Clive. We didn't have the 5th mana for it, but it kind of showed what they valued in our hand, and I like that they valued the Clive there. All right, guys, that should probably be the last one. Oh, did I go over the YouTube side of things, guys? Oh, no, I don't think I did. Well, if I did, I'm sorry for repeating myself, but either way, down in the description, we have that Discord link as well as that Patreon link too, if you're interested in joining either of those up or supporting the channel that way. And then also, guys, if you liked the video, make sure you actually drop it a like. And if you enjoy the channel, then consider subscribing because it really does help out the channel. So thank you, thank you. Big Red, here's the deck list again. Heck yeah, man. This was cool. This was fun. It was a little bit hard to know exactly what to do at any given moment because you can kind of be aggressive with it, but sometimes you can't be. Well, no matter what, you can't be aggressive if you think there's a sliver of hope for the opponent winning on the backswing, right? If there's a moment on the board where you're like, oh man, I can get 12 damage through here, and you're like totaling up the opponent's swing, and you're like, it's a small chance that they double down on Monstrous Rage. They probably have the double Monstrous Rage, right? You want to play it slow because you are the mid-range build at that point, but it's going to be very tempting to just get big, huge swings through. Doing the mid-range thing against other mid-range deck lists, I think we're going to struggle versus certain deck lists. I'd say Golgari is 110% one of those deck lists that we're really going to struggle against, and we can kind of help. Like, it depends. Excuse me, guys. It depends what you're seeing in the meta. But Torch the Tower is always a good pick for Big Red, or, you know, just like in general, if you need removal that actually exiles, Torch the Tower is excellent versus Mosswood Dread Knight for real. So that could have really helped out in that last one. A few other things that would have helped out a lot in that last one. Screaming Nemesis. All 4 of them for a very good reason. Yeah, even though we're mid-range, it's like I said at the beginning, Nemesis knows how to block. And sometimes that's all it has to do. And Nemesis is also a big reason why we're able to be pretty aggressive as far as mid-range deck lists go. If we saw Nemesis in that last game and the opponent didn't remove it for some reason, or better yet, they're about to remove it, but we just play a 1-mana fire magic and hit our Nemesis for 1, poke their face for 1. Now they can't gain life the rest of the game, right? Nemesis would have been a complete game changer in that last game, I think, at least. Because then the lifelink wouldn't have mattered on the Gix. We would have had an incredible final swing. So, guys, when you're looking at the Fire Crystal, you're looking at that top ability. Red spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. It's easy to kind of look at that and say, well, it's just like 4-mana ramp. But what it is it's 4 mana. It's like a 4-mana rock, but it taps for each card that you play. That's not actually what it does, of course, right? But that's kind of how you want to consider that top ability. Everything in your hand gets 1 less to cast in Big Red. Well, not everything. Hold up. Irencrag. All right, you don't really care that the 1 Irencrag is still 2 mana. That's fine. That's fine. Every other red card is 1 less to cast, which means you're not just using the Fire Crystal for one play a turn. You can just dump your hand on the board. What if your hand is already gone? Well, we do have ways to restock that hand with Clive and the Nibelheim Aflame, and ways to see things off the top with Dragonhawk too, which is really cool. Guys, there might be the rare moment too where you get an Etali down. This is cool, right? Because you could see Nibelheim Aflame off the Etali and then target the Etali with the Nibelheim Aflame doing 7 damage to everything. What if you got like a couple Screaming Nemesis on the board? Now you're not only wiping the opponent's board, but you're dealing like 14 damage to their face or something too. There's a lot of really neat synergies for as simple as the deck list is. We just got burn and some powerful red creatures, but there's a lot of really neat synergies packed in here. I do really like the one of Seize the Spoils. I think that it's kind of underplayed, but that's because like we don't really see Big Red, do we? I don't know the last time I've seen somebody else playing Big Red against me. The only time I ever see Big Red is when we put it together here on the channel. And it continues to be one of my all-time favorite things, not only to build, but to play with. They are pretty fun. If I played another 5 games, I would definitely just build up some confidence with this deck list and kind of like know what it's trying to do, right? And it is like bridging the gap between mid-range and aggro. And that's essential sometimes when you're in that mid-game, cleaning up a turn early because you actually have a hasty creature. That's really important. Every turn matters. If you can clean up before they top deck their Sunfall, that's obviously really good. All 4 Overlord of the Boilerbilges. How necessary was this today? We weren't able to actually cast it at 6, which I'm surprised by. I would say not 110% necessary. We could probably drop this down to 3 or 2, but I personally like all 4, so I'm going to keep all 4. but I could see dropping this down to 2 successfully. What you want to go up is some burn, but I do recommend going up more creatures instead. And guys, I'm talking like you're going to craft this deck list. Go ahead, put it on the do not craft list. That says nothing about the deck list. What it does say is no one knows where the meta is going to settle, so wait a couple weeks to actually craft anything. I highly, highly recommend waiting. And then as far as how expensive the deck list is, it's actually pretty ridiculous, man. Like Overlord is mythic, then Clive is mythic, Chandra is mythic. It gets worse, guys. Dragonhawk is mythic, Nibelheim Aflame is mythic. Here's some rares: Etali, Fire Crystal. Guess what? Screaming Nemesis, mythic. Oh dear. All right, uncommons and commons. Uncommons. Oh, Irencrag's rare. Common, uncommon, and I guess if you want to count the mana base rares too, which I guess we kind of should. Yeah. Yeah, look at that curve, guys. It's really funny that it curves out and then like look at all those mythics. Oh, buddy, put it on the do not craft list, huh? I will say this. If you already have everything, oh, try it, man. Try it. This was a fun big red list for real. Try it, get back to me, let me know if it was as successful for you as it was for me. Let me know if it was as fun for you as it was for me as well. Let me know what you think of Choco-Comet too. For 26 mana in here, it really felt like, I mean, there should be plenty of moments where you can just drop an X's 5 Choco-Comet, maybe copy it with a Chandra that's out there, right? The top passive ability. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy. This ability triggers only once each turn. A Choco-Comet, like a big old chunky X's 5 or greater, copying that with Chandra seems crazy business, man. And then, yeah, Fire Crystal makes Choco-Comet cost 1 less too, so that's neat at the very least. Lindblum, probably worth the 2 of. In the right build, you don't really care that it's entering tapped too much, right? It's not going to slow you down too much in here. And then there's actually going to be plenty of moments where you cast this at the adventure instant speed side. For 2 and a red, you create a 0/1 black wizard creature token with whenever you cast a non-creature spell. This token deals 1 damage to each opponent. Neat stuff, man. Really neat stuff. And I like the double Fountainport. There's not going to be too many moments where you see just adventurers in a Fountainport in your opening hand. You'd have to get pretty unlucky to do that. I guess there's going to be moments, but I just like having the extra utility land. And it's nice to have some life gain packed into to Big Red. Also, guys, I guess you could just go all 4 adventures ins if you don't have like Fountainport or something. Like you don't need the Fountainport in here is what I'm getting at. But I do think there's going to be moments too where you activate the top ability and sacrifice your Chocobo to draw a card. I do think that's going to happen more than you would think. All right, guys, enough rambling, huh? I think that the deck list showcased itself beautifully. There were probably some plays that I could have optimized a little bit, and yeah, especially in the early games as it just had a bunch of weird moments where, were we the actual aggressors there, or did I risk a swing? You know what I mean? Well, either way, guys, if you made it this far into the video for real, y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.